It's like Frankenstein, but not. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back to the Horror Checklist, a month-long video extravaganza of some scary and some not so scary horror or Halloween themed videos. And today we are talking about Dr. Blood's Coffin. This is a kind of classic-ish horror movie. I mean, it's not really classic. It's just a horror movie from the 1960s, and it is just, right there in the sweet spot of the horror movies that I love, because it's just, I don't know how to express my feelings for movies like this that are kind of scary, but they're not. It's in the vein of some of those classic Universal horror movies, and I just love it. It is a little bit of a slashery type movie in a certain extent before there were really even slasher specific films, like the slasher subgenre of horror, mainly because Peter, the main character, is killing pretty much any and everybody who finds out about what he's doing besides the people that he kidnaps. He's killing people left and right. The only reason I say it's kind of a slasher and not really a full slasher is because a lot of slasher films, the killer is kind of a serial killer type. They have a very specific type of person that they kill or go after. Like in Halloween, Michael Myers goes after Laurie Strode, but he also kills all of the sexually active teens. That is a big thing in slasher movies. This is something that I talked a little bit about in yesterday's video, why I love slashers. And some of these things I did talk a little bit about in yesterday's video, why I love slashers. Check it out up there if you have not already seen it yesterday. Or another hallmark is just because they trespass on their ground, like in Friday the 13th, Jason slash Mrs. Voorhees in the first one really only kills the teens that come to Camp Crystal Lake. But like I said, Peter kills just about anybody who finds out about his plans. This is very, very typical though of a lot of scientist slasher kind of characters. They believe that what they are doing is right and they're doing it for the good of mankind, even though it really is kind of detrimental. And something that I really liked about this film that you really only get from these classic horror movies from the golden age of cinema is the way that it starts and the way the story kind of unfolds throughout. At the beginning, it just starts without any introduction to the character, and the way that they show who Dr. Blood is throughout the beginning of the film is also interesting. It's not something we necessarily get in a lot of storytelling now because they want you to get into the groove of the film and know who everything is or who everybody is. They keep Dr. Blood in a mask and a cap. A lot of the introduction to him is through his hands, both in the intro before the credits, and then as you're following him throughout these tunnel systems before we actually see Dr. Peter Blood arriving to his father's practice. It does make it a little bit obvious of who it is. I think that the film is kind of doing that on purpose, but because Peter is Dr. Blood, but his father is also Dr. Blood, it's like, oh, is it one of the two? I mean, even though his face is shrouded in shadow and you see a lot of his actions through just his hands or with his back to the camera, he is taller and thinner than his father, so it is a little bit obvious that it's Peter and not his father. But I did like the little bit of mystery that they lend for the first 20 minutes of the film, because you don't really know who is stealing some of these supplies that his father has that go missing, or who is kidnapping some of the people, because apparently Peter has been away in France studying and researching that, and then he just shows up out of the blue when they expect him to come back, but maybe he has been living there for a while, kidnapping these people and doing his experiments after he gets kicked out. And I don't think it was France. I think it was Germany that he was kicked out of. And then, of course, we cannot forget that this has very, very, very strong Frankenstein vibes. It feels very, very much like Frankenstein, except that it's a little bit secret what Peter is doing, versus Victor Frankenstein in the original Frankenstein film was very open about what he was doing. It wasn't a secret. Everybody knew that he was doing some kind of experiment, but when they found out what his experiment was, which was bringing somebody back from the dead, they were a little bit, upset, and that's when the chaos all started, especially after Frankenstein's monster comes to life. In this, Peter kills anybody who finds out about his secret, and then once everybody finds out, everything goes crazy, just like in Frankenstein. But to me, the monster at the end does give off a little bit more of a zombie vibe. Because it's called Dr. Blood's Coffin, I did think it was gonna be like Frankenstein, but with vampires somehow. I don't know. There wasn't really anything with a coffin in this. That's a weird title name. It does give off a vampire vibe. It would have been cool to see vampires, but I did really enjoy this. It was surprisingly weird that, I don't know, it was a fun movie, but it's not like, you know, perfect in any way. But that's pretty much everything I have for Dr. Blood's Coffin. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have not, I highly suggest watching it. There is a link to it in the description for an Amazon. It is an Amazon affiliate link. If you purchase it from that link, I will get a small percentage back. That'll help make this channel even better. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly do appreciate you, whoever you are. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I'll talk about movies, TV shows, filmmaking, history, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!